Hello again, everyone. This is Frank DiMora, the author of the book, The Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. This is a book based on what the Lord has revealed to us concerning the last days. And what I've done in this documentary is provide you with what the Lord warned us and then show you how it is being fulfilled in our generation. These are documents that you've probably seen on either national or international television shows or news broadcasts, or maybe you've even heard about it, but you are unable to make the connection because you haven't read the Bible and therefore you wouldn't know the warnings to look for. So I've made it very, very easy for you by providing you all this information absolutely free by going over to my website, the End Times Research Ministry. Again, that's endtimesresearchministry.com. You can get the book for free today. In part of my book, I issue the warning that Jesus gave to us in Luke 21:11. It says this, "And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven." I like to center in on pestilence, which is disease. Now, in my book, I give timelines showing you where we have come from and then bringing you up to the current events. And in this particular section of the book, I start on the timeline in 1993, outlining all the problems that we were having back in 1993, moving year by year, showing you what I have predicted to happen based on what I know from the Bible is actually taking place right now. Now, one of the things that I've been warning about are these diseases that will come, these superbugs that antibiotics no longer work on. And it wasn't really a major issue back in 1993, but as the years have rolled by, it has definitely become a problem. Now, if you went to my website today and you pulled page 125 from my book, you'll see this is where it begins, that timeline of 1993. And as you make your way through my book, you'll see May 2004, where I give you some information about super-resistant superbugs. And of course, when you read the current news, you'll see that these superbugs have definitely made an impact on how people respond to medication. So if you were to get my book today for free and you scrolled all the way down in that book to page 148, you'll see that I bring you up in my timeline as of January the 26th of 2017. Very current news. And of course, the video that I'm showing you today, it has some new news that came out in February of 2017, which I want to show you today. But the reason why I'm giving you this breakdown from my book and the timeline showing you where we were and where we are right now, it's important because these are the birth pangs that Jesus Christ talked about in the last days. And of course, this is only one of the many, many signs that were supposed to happen all at the same time. And this has never happened until our generation, the generation who is seeing the fulfillment that shows us, without a doubt, we are in the last days, and we're going in closer and closer to the beginning of the tribulation period, of which at the end of that will usher in the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus Christ. So right now I want to go over to this newest article from the BBC News concerning a new list of diseases that are troubling the doctors because of antibiotic resistance. The BBC News, February the 27th of 2017. The headlines, World's Most Threatening Superbugs Ranked in New List. The World Health Organization has drawn up a list of drug-resistant bacteria that pose the biggest threat to human health. Top of the list are gram-negative bugs such as E. coli, which can cause lethal bloodstream infections and pneumonia in frail hospital patients. The list will be discussed ahead of this summer's G20 meeting in Germany. The aim is to focus the minds of governments on finding new antibiotics to fight hard-to-treat infections. Experts have repeatedly warned that we are on the cusp of post-antibiotic era, where some infections will be untreatable with existing drugs. Common infections could then spread and kill. So the list they provide starts off with critical, then they move to high priority, and they end with the medium priority diseases. And first of all, here's the critical.
Acinetobacter baumannii, carbapenem resistant, can cause serious chest and blood infections. Pseudomonas aeruginosa, carbapenem resistant, can cause serious chest and blood infections. Enterobacteriaceae, including Klebsiella, E. coli, Serratia, and Proteus, carbapenem-resistant ESBL-producing strains, can cause serious chest, blood, and urine infections.
Now we're going to move to the high-priority diseases.
Enterococcus faecium, vancomycin-resistant, can cause serious wound and blood infections. Staphylococcus aureus, methicillin-resistant, vancomycin intermediate and resistant, can cause serious chest, blood, urine, and wound infections. Helicobacter pylori, clarithromycin-resistant, infection linked to stomach ulcers. Campylobacter spp, fluoroquinolone-resistant, can cause diarrheal disease and bloodstream infections. Salmonella, fluoroquinolone-resistant, can cause diarrheal disease and blood poisoning. Neisseria gonorrhoeae, cephalosporin-resistant, fluoroquinolone-resistant, a sexually transmitted infection that can cause infertility and, rarely, can spread to the blood and joints.
And finally, the medium priority diseases of concern.
Streptococcus pneumoniae, penicillin non-susceptible, can cause serious chest infections and meningitis as well as blood poisoning. Haemophilus influenzae, ampicillin-resistant, can cause serious chest infections and meningitis as well as blood poisoning and skin and joint infections. Shigella spp, fluoroquinolone-resistant, a diarrheal disease that can lead to serious complications, including kidney failure.